you ever heard of the phrase "time standing still," published by Terence King to the DWRG on the 20th of the 3rd, 08? Enlightenment and I have given each other dirty looks over the years. The first couple of times I saw it, I hated it. Boring, pretentious old crap. It even ended up on a list of bottom 40 stories I did long way back. Then I actually pulled it out and watched it for the first time in ages, and, well, it wasn't as bad as I thought. It's a throwback story, set up like a Hartnell tale. The regulars find out things at the same time we do. Only the Doctor manages to connect the dots just a little quicker. Despite the sci-fi elements, it plays like a weird cross of history lesson and pure fantasy, a fairy tale for adults. Even though the Black Guardian storyline is definitely woven into the serial, I'm much more interested in the Eternals themselves and the Tegan-Mariner relationship. The Eternals are interesting as a villain because of who they are and what they can do. They managed to eliminate most of the standard cliches of Who from the start. The game is to figure out how they will react to any given situation. In this case, only Rak is a disappointment because she acts too much like a mwahahahaha villain, but she's a pirate straight from legend, so. The Mariner-Tegan pairing is the first love story of any kind in J&T era Who. Mariner stalks Tegan's force to try and impress her, not understanding that he's creeping her out. Christopher Brown just looks like a drooling psycho under the guise of respectability, and plays Mariner perfectly. Janet gives one of her best performances as Tegan, showing a whole lot of sides and subtleties, but she normally doesn't get a chance to. Even more than the Eternals, though, the setting is so Who, it's a bit surprising it hadn't come up before. Sailing ships in space. Sailing ships in space. One hell of a concept, up there with, say, a police box being the doorway to the entire universe. The ending is bollocks, though. Not only are we denied seeing Rak and her first mate getting tossed off their boat, there's no element of surprise because you know the Doctor and Turlo aren't going to die, but we have to see two old men with pigeons on their heads get philosophical on a child's level. It's an anticlimax, again because of the predictability of what will happen. Turlo is not going to take the diamond until the Doctor sod off, which is a shame. But before that, you get about 90 minutes of a weird fantasy world with rules of its own and rather good performances. That is always a good thing.